Alright, welcome back to More Ignorance in Basketball. Now, I know you're reading the title and you're saying, hey, are you on drugs? That doesn't make any sense. But listen, hear me out. And no, I have not just fallen victim of the moment and saw this man ball out and became a fanboy, alright? First off, people I'm arguing with that don't even exist. I've been fighting for more minutes all damn season, okay? I've been saying this. This man was a starter on a playoff team like 2 years ago. Why is he getting no minutes? I understand on the stat sheet it shows him shooting like 24% from the three or some shit, but he hasn't really gotten the minutes. He has not gotten into a rhythm, and I feel like he's been hoed all season, to be honest. But just give me some time to convince you that I am right, okay? But first off, let's acknowledge this game because I know they rested basically their entire team, and you probably didn't watch it, and I don't blame you. But it was actually really entertaining. A lot of people showed up. A lot of people had a lot of good minutes. Cameron Payne, another great game. Obviously, Moore balled the fuck out. 9 of 10 from the field, hit the game-winning three with somebody in his face. He was amazing. His defense was good. His passing was good. He was making all the right moves from what I saw. He was great. Now, I know this Spurs team isn't, the fucking Knicks, but shooting 9 of 10 from the field is impressive. Even if you were playing against a better defensive team and you shot 5 of 10, who's going to be mad at that? You know what I mean? So it was a great game. Javon Carter played pretty good. I think he had a career high. It was really cool to see the guys who've been just on the bench all fucking year play well and get a solid, important win too. Because if they had lost this game, the Suns have no chance of getting the number 1 seed. Now, if the Jazz lose to the Kings, which is possible because they're probably going to rest their guys too, and unlike the Spurs, they don't have any chance of making the playoffs or the play-in, so I don't see them resting. So I would say there's a decent chance that they could actually get a win, or the Kings could actually get a win. So I thought that was really fucking cool. It felt like I was watching a Disney movie. Not that new Kim Possible bullshit, but I mean like a classic Disney movie, like a Rudy, or, something that brings a tear to a grown man's eye, something like that. But let's talk about how this team is going to beat the Lakers and why Moore is going to be vital. First off, let's start with the starting lineup I think they're going to need, because as I've talked about in older videos, the Lakers are a matchup nightmare for the fucking Suns. Really just because they don't have a traditional 4. Now, if they had a traditional 4 that didn't have to be amazing, but that was just okay, like a fucking 2K75, it'd be all good. But Saric, I don't know what he is on 2K. He should be a 60. Cameron Johnson's way too fucking small. Craig is way too fucking small. Crowder's a 3. Mikhail is obviously a 3. So what the who's gonna guard the 7-foot tall guy that can shoot threes and post up? We'll get to that. So obviously you start Chris Paul and Booker. That goes without question, right? But here's where shit goes a little south. I don't know who the fuck Mikal Bridges is going to guard. He can't guard LeBron. The 2 guards are going to be taken. That's usually his go-to. So we're fucked. That's why I'm saying you should start Crowder. He has that finals experience. He's guarded LeBron probably his whole damn career. He's a lot smaller than LeBron, but he's our best bet. You could start Craig, but Craig, his shot is slower. I think he just he's not really going to make those winning plays. Like, even in the Spurs game, he fucked up twice because once he didn't box out and they had that putback. So they make the first free throw. The guy misses, the Spurs guy. We don't know his name over here because it's always going to be fuck you energy. So that Spurs loser, he missed the second free throw and Craig could have got it, but he didn't box out and they tipped it in. Now the Spurs are up by 1. Now, if that happens in the playoffs, you're fucked. The margin of error is very thin. We don't have time for that bullshit. So he's out. Oh, yeah, and also he fouled the same guy to put him on the free throw line. So that's just 2 errors I just can't forget. Now, I will say he did have the game-saving block, but out of 3 plays, you fucked up 2 of them. You know what I mean? So I'm starting Crowder. He's going to be his main assignment is going to be LeBron, obviously. And then to handle AD, I think DeAndre Ayton's the only person on this team that could even get close to guarding him. Crowder, maybe a little bit. I think Crowder would be a really good help defender. But as far as primary defender, I think you got to put DA on him. And then to deal with to deal with Andre Drummond, I think you just got to put Kaminsky on him. He's not that great. He's slow as all hell, but he's our best bet. If you put Sarge on him, Andre Drummond will average 150 points. So you just got to put Kaminsky and just eat that. You just got to take that L. At least we have Chris Paul and Booker, who are way better than their guards, so we have that to combat this, right? So that's the starting five that I think will be the best. But let's get into some other shit. So defensive strategy, right? How the fuck are you going to stop this team? Now, it sucks that LeBron and AD are going to be on the floor at the same time because you could just double either of them and it'd be great. But you can't double both at the same time, obviously. So I would say you should double AD, not from one pass away like a dumbass or else you'll just get murdered, but from 2 passes away at least. So whoever the help defender is has time to get back to their guy, or somebody else does, whatever. Somebody needs to cover him. Because one thing I did notice from that Lakers game, the last one where the Suns lost, is that I know AD went the fuck off, but his passing hurt this team a lot too. Because if I would rather do this like what the Warriors did when they played against LeBron and nobody else, let LeBron score, try to guard him face up or straight up, let him do his thing, but you cannot let him just penetrate and kick out and get everybody else involved and just pick this team apart. That's how you get fucked. So I would much rather just put Crowder on LeBron, just throw weird shit at AD, double him when he's not expecting it, because that's another thing. If DeAndre Ayton just guards AD straight up, he's gonna get into foul trouble. Let's be real. This is his fucking second year in the league. You can't expect him to guard one of the best players in the NBA, when he's at his fucking prime. It's just too much to ask. So what I would do is just put AD on him, guard him the best you can, but don't get too fucking physical with him. Stay out of foul trouble, and then have whoever come through and just try to double him as much as possible, get the ball out of his hands, and run your ass back on the defensive end and make sure you take care of the shooters. Because if this team gets everybody else involved, there's no way you're going to beat them. So, to the next topic. Outshooting them is going to be huge. Now, one thing I talked about before the season even started that is muy bien is that this team has 175 twos, threes, and fours who are shooting 40 and up. So we have a lot of people who can shoot. And last time I checked, the Lakers are one of the worst three-point shooting teams in the league. So people are definitely going to be needing to hit their shots. And that's another reason why I would start Crowder over Craig. Craig, his shot selection isn't bad, but his shot's kind of slow. Crowder's shot is quick. I think he's more consistent. That's why I am all in on Crowder. Pause. Also, that's why I would start him over Cameron Johnson. Personally, I just don't think Johnson's ready. He's damn near a rookie. I think he has a lot of potential, but he's fucking streaky, and we cannot have that. Because if you're just going to play half-ass defense, or not half-ass, but the best you can do, which isn't that great, and you're not hitting your shots, and you're not creating shots for anybody else, you're not getting fouled, you're just missing, you are a fucking liability. Now look, in this, I'm going to be brutally honest because look, it's fucking ring season. We're in the trenches. This is a goddamn cult. This is a fucking militia, all right? And right now, I have a fucking general's mentality. Hey, we may be buddies, but if you're a fucking pussy, you gotta fucking kick rocks, buddy. Sorry, all right? This is no time for hand-holding and fucking worrying about grown men's feelings. They're millionaires. Sit your ass on the fucking bench if you're not gonna help this team. And look, man, I've been looking for weaknesses from day one, motherfucker, and I smell them out like a goddamn housewife, all right? So people who are hitting their shots, stay on the floor. If you're not hitting your shots, get the fuck off the court. Unless you're Chris Paul or Devin Booker, because at least they can create shots for other people. And I don't give a fuck if Devin Booker goes 0 for 10 from 3. Trust me, when the game is tight, they're going to be on his ass if he's open. So either way, he's still creating shots for other people. Now, here's where we get into the importance of more, right? Because this is what I'm expecting defensively from pretty much every team they play in the playoffs, but especially the Lakers. We all know that Chris Paul and Devin Booker, their minutes are split. It's kind of like that Rockets team with James Harden and Chris Paul. They like to split the minutes and let either one pretty much dictate the offense. But even though I will say Cameron Payne has kind of stepped up and been the backup point guard, like for real. So that is muy bien. So right now, I'm expecting, we know Chris Paul and Booker are going to be in the playoffs. Obviously, they're going to get a lot of minutes. Cameron Payne, I think, has definitely earned that spot. At the beginning of this season, a lot of things were up in the air with, Moore, Carter, Payne, so many guards, Galloway. We didn't know who was really going to be that guy coming off the bench, like the first guy. Now we know it is Payne. He's earned it. He's been fucking amazing these past, 8, 7, 6, whatever games. He's been fucking great. He is the Rudy of the NBA. Don't at me. Don't steal my line. But now, this is what I'm expecting, right? Every chance they get, they're going to double Chris Paul or Booker, depending on, who's playing, obviously. Now, Chris Paul, I think he can deal with it a little bit better than Booker can. He's been playing way longer, obviously. He's been a point guard way longer. Obviously, I'm not shocking anybody with this information, right? But when Booker gets doubled, he's going to need somebody that can bail him out. He needs somebody who he can kick it out to and that can run, a play for a 4-on-3 offense. He needs that person. Now, Payne is going to be that guy, but he can't be on the floor for both Chris Paul and Booker. Does that make sense? He's not going to fucking play 48 minutes a game, So you need an extra guy, and I think that guy can definitely be more. I mean, he has the chance to be even better than Payne because he's a vet. Like I said, he was starting on a playoff team 2 years ago. He's been in these situations before. He's a 43-point shooter career. I know he's had a rough season this year, but what's he play, fucking 12 games? Can we get this man in a fucking rhythm, please? Shit. So I think Moore could definitely be that guy to come off the bench that when Booker or Chris Paul gets doubled, he can either score or make a play for somebody else. Because let's be real, Carter is usually the guy who plays with Payne. But today was the best game of his career. I think we can agree on that, right? And he was 1 of 6 from 3. We cannot afford motherfuckers who are not hitting threes on this team. I know Javon Carter's been busting his ass. First one in the gym, last one out. But look, man, I got my fucking general cap on right now. If you are practicing your fucking aim, but you can't hit the goddamn target, you gotta kick rocks, buddy. That's just how it is. So I would put Moore over him for sure. And also, you could bring up the defense on Carter, right? But let's be real. He's 6 feet tall. I know he's scrappy as all hell, but this Laker team is fucking big. And even if you're playing the best defense of your life, if I'm bigger than you, I'm just going to score. That's usually what's just going to happen. So Moore has size. He has the experience. He's a much better shooter. He's a much better playmaker. And their defensive skill really it's not that big of a gap. So I would have Moore being that other guard off the bench 112%. And also, I think he's just going to, like I said, he's just been in those situations more. He has more experience. And when it comes to playing the Lakers, I think you need as many veterans as humanly possible. Now, Galloway, I'm not so sure just because he's a little shorter. And he's definitely streaky. I mean, I guess they're both technically streaky. I see Galloway as more of a shooter, but Moore has that ability to finish inside, unlike Javon Carter or Galloway. I would say Payne and Moore both have really good floaters, which is huge for guards, especially in the playoffs. So that is why I think Moore could actually be vital for getting them to the finals, or even in the finals, getting him a championship. Moore could be one of the top 3, 4, 5 most important players on this team when it comes to the playoffs. Crazy to say because he's played no minutes. But thinking about it like that, I see it. He could be huge. Now let's talk about the people I don't think are ready. Saric, yeah. I know it's a shocker because I haven't brought this up all season. But I don't want to see a lot of Saric minutes. I'm sorry. I just don't know who the fuck he can guard. He cannot guard me. I swear, I have not played basketball in 5 months. Give me a week. I'm fully confident if me and Sarge play ones, if I start with the ball, I could at least score on him once. That's a problem. If I'm going against Anthony Davis and he's playing me straight up, you think I could fucking score on him? I'm not that delusional. If I'm playing against fucking Chris Paul, I'm not scoring a point. If I'm playing Saric, I'm taking him off the dribble and I'm scoring every time. Okay, maybe not every time. I got out of hand there. But I'm going to get at least 2 points. And that is a fucking problem when you're going against the Los Angeles Lakers. So Saric, I just don't think he's good enough. Now, he has his moments where he looks like the best player in the NBA. But because remember when Saric was hooping and we were saying he could be like 6-man if Jordan Clarkson, who I still have beef with, I don't give a fuck. It's still fuck you energy against Jordan Clarkson. Oh shit, I just realized I've never told you guys that story. I'll tell it next episode, I promise. The fuck was I talking about? I swear, when I'm talking, I don't breathe enough. I don't have any oxygen going to my brain, and I just forget what I was talking about. 100%. Oh yeah, also, I don't want to see a lot of Sarge minutes. I don't want to see a lot of Javon Carter minutes, and I don't want to see a lot of Cameron Johnson minutes. All for the same reason. They're not good enough defensively, and they can't hit threes consistently. If you cannot fucking make shots or play good defense or make plays for other people, or at least figure out a way to score when your shot is off, you can't play. You can't play against the Lakers. Now, if we're playing against the Trailblazers, sure. If we're playing against the fucking Mavericks, sure. I'll see some Cameron Johnson minutes. I'll see some fucking Galloway, some Saric minutes. A lot of, well, maybe not a lot, but some Kaminsky minutes. But again, with the Lakers, because the matchup problem is so big, the margin of error is very fucking slim. So if you are not hitting your shots, goodbye, bitch. Time for you to go. I'm sorry. So in conclusion, to beat the Lakers, you have to be better than them defensively. Now, I know that's asking for a lot because they have a lot of good defenders on this team, but you have to be the scrappier team. If you can out-rebound them, that's fucking amazing, but at least keep it close. If the Lakers out-rebound you by 10, it's a wrap. You're going to lose the game. Unless they just can't hit shit and the Suns are hitting everything, which is possible, but unlikely. So defensive intensity is going to be huge. Really just all intensity is going to be huge. Try to get AD in foul trouble. That'd be great. Obviously, he's a rim protector. Try to get their shot blockers in foul trouble early, muy bien. Devin Booker is going to get doubled damn near every play. Moore can be that guy to step up and make plays when he has the ball out of his hands. And they're just going to have shooters on the court at all times. Like, the Lakers are one of the worst 3% or three-point shooting teams. Use that to your advantage because the Suns, maybe not throughout the entire season, but they definitely have the potential to be the best three-point shooting team with as many shooters and shot creators as this team has. So if they can outshoot them and out-hustle them, the Lakers are fucked. There's no way that they could beat this Suns team if the Suns are playing harder than them and hitting their shots. It's just over. I don't give a fuck how good Anthony Davis and LeBron are. You know, they're only 2 out of 5 guys. You know what I mean? So that's what I think this team needs to focus on. And I'm really excited, guys. Now, we don't know. Let's go over standings and see what we need for the best playoff matchups. And I am so excited for the live streams, guys. The fucking Patreon is going to be so much fun when we're watching these games live and commenting. I'm excited. I'm excited as fuck. But so this is what we're looking at, right? And it's hilarious because every single one of these games is on at the exact same time. They're all on at 6. So we got, 3 games we're looking at. We got the Jazz against the Kings. We got the Lakers against the fucking Pelicans, which is still the worst name in the league. And then we got the Trailblazers playing against the Nuggets. Now this is what we want, right? Suns are half a game behind the Jazz. We need the Jazz to lose, obviously. Now if it was just the Jazz against the Kings on any day, we're gonna take the Jazz 99 out of 100 times. But because it's the last game of the season, and hell, if the Suns are resting players, any team can fucking rest players. So maybe, just maybe, the Jazz rest most of their guys because they're old as all hell. And the Kings aren't resting shit because they're the fucking 12th seed. They're not making no play-in game. So they have a bunch of young guys who won't be playing until next season. So, and the Kings aren't that bad. They could definitely get a win there. And let's talk about the Trailblazers and Nuggets game. Really not a whole lot to say. I don't know who's going to be resting what. I wouldn't see the Trailblazers resting just because Damian Lillard it's not really his thing. And this is a pretty big game for them. They're still trying to stay out of the play-in, so that makes sense, right? The Nuggets will probably rest. Well, I guess maybe not because they could fall to 4. I don't know how big of a difference that would be. Hell, if I'm the fucking Nuggets, that might be what I want, honestly. I'd probably rather play the Mavericks than the Blazers. And definitely rather than the Lakers, right? So who knows? I don't know what their strategy is going to be, but we want a Nuggets win for sure. Because if the Nuggets win, that means the Trailblazers lose. And if the Lakers win, then they're going to the 6th seed, and we don't have to worry about seeing them in the first round. Thank God. And that's obviously we want a Lakers win so they can go up to the 6th seed, and we don't have to worry about them being in the play-in, hope maybe matching up with them. Now, the shittiest thing that could happen in my eyes is the Suns actually get the 1st seed, the Jazz lose, and the Lakers are still in the play-in. They lose that first game, and then they're the 8th seed, so we would still have to see them in the first round. That would be fucking shitty, but I don't really see that happening. I don't think LeBron's going to be fucking around when it comes to that playing game. Yes, I know Steph Curry can get hot or whatever the fuck, but who the hell's going to guard LeBron and AD on that team? Fucking Draymond Green, old ass? Hell no. They're going to get fucking bodied, I think. Maybe not, but I think they're going to get fucking destroyed. Unless they just want to see the Suns. I don't know. I think that would be a mistake. I know this team has a lot of young guys on it, but I think the Suns could get at least 2 games out of anybody in their sleep. I don't give a fuck if it's the Nets, the Lakers, Clippers, whoever. They're going to at least get 2 games. Chris Paul can win you 2 games by himself, so I think that's it, though, guys. I'm really excited. I will be checking in on these teams. Curious to see, who's going to rest, who's going to, sit, who's going to do what. And it's fun. So that's it. That's all I got. And talk to you guys soon. Peace.